Hi, everybody. How many people we have tonight?
22 right now.
22. Better than last week. We had 18. Some people ask me why I didn't post the live video, uh, even if I thought it was great. It's because whatever happened the next day, those of you who follow me, on Monday, I was trying and did, being tough on you to wake you up. But unfortunately, nobody woke up. Otherwise, Tuesday night would not happen. And those of you who don't know what happened Tuesday night, I guess you totally disconnect from this world. Democracy came into a doubt by many people. People couldn't live a life. And I'm not talking about Democrat, Republican. I'm talking about democracy, the concept of democracy came into a place of toughness. And those of you who know me, it's not something that I'm special. I was born with a certain thing that I feel things. When I feel something's about to happen, I don't know what it's about to happen. I just feel it. So Monday when I talked to you, I said, we have to get together, bring friends, bring people, so we can make a difference. And unfortunately, we couldn't hold off whatever happened with the 4 people or 5 people dying there, unfortunately. But we have to prevent the next negative event that need to happen by gather more people around you, spread the message more, because otherwise things will not be as pretty as we know. And if you think that COVID is the toughest thing ever happened to this universe, maybe you should read some of the books of the Kabbalah that predict the future and understand that what's coming can be prevented if we unite. We need to unite. We need to be together. It doesn't matter who's better and who's worse. Together as a group. And that's what Vital doing and try to do. That we are all together, can teach, can guide people, and get millions of people thinking differently than they think before. Because think about it. If we change the mind of humanity, everything change. Everybody talk about controlling guns. They should not buy the gun. And what is that going to help? So they're going to steal the gun. They're going to break to the store and steal the gun, right? There's no limit to the crime. But if you change the mind that killing is bad, then killing is bad. That's education. That's what we try to do here. Pass on information that can make the human brain think more positive. And that's where I need you. There's one me. There's one camera, the eye of the camera, that spread to the wire to you, go into your mind, you understand something, how you continue to share it. You cannot keep the information for yourself. You have to share this information. And when you share this information, then everybody open their eyes and see how we can change people's mind. And then we prevent war. We prevent bloodshed. We prevent hunger. It's all about education, spiritual education to the human brain. So we can love each other, we can work together. Otherwise, there's no end to the chaos that might find, not just the United States of America, everywhere. Unfortunately, when people become cruel and nasty and chaotic, it's not because they're bad people. It's because they're uneducated people. When you're uneducated, not uneducated college-wise, uneducated how to behave with another human being. They need to be educated. There's not bad people. There's no bad in this world. Just need to be educated. The only bad people in the world is the one like you who receive this information and don't pass it to other people. That's being bad. That's the worst thing you can do in this world. If you already receive information and education like that, and you don't pass it on to another one, that's being the worst human being. What do you think? The guy in Germany, right? Killed how many people? 20 million people? 30 million people during Second World War? Right or wrong? Yes? Good. If I give you information how to educate him when he was a teenager, can we prevent it? Yes, we will. I'll give you another story. The pilot in 9/11 that ran with the plane into the Twin Tower, he was studying in Florida how to fly the airplane. Never studied how to land it. I heard that he had a girlfriend, American girlfriend, from Tampa or from New York, and she had a girlfriend from New York who studied spirituality with the master. If the master tells this girl to pass on his knowledge to the girlfriend, who girlfriend with the terrorist that blew 9/11, maybe today we have 5,000 people more alive. Your responsibility is more than you can believe. If you don't pass on the information to people you know and the people you don't know, you are not preventing negativity from happening. Please remember that. And I have to start the lecture now, but I will try to do the best I can. And I will suggest by many of my friends and people and advisors not to do the lecture tonight live. And maybe I will listen to them eventually. And the reason they told me not to do it because they felt there is not enough appreciation for live lecture. And they're right. But I want to make sure that I'm making the effort to spread this message live. So like this, I can put light, I can put me on the line, so to see if you care enough like I care. So I want to show you that example. I care for you, but please care for others. Because if you don't care for others, I don't even want to think about the next event that might take place. We have to care. We have to care. If you have a friend in Washington, D.C., if you have a friend in Baltimore, in that area, please just send them the video or 5 minutes or send yourself. You should explain to them something. I don't care how it will be. Just give more messages of people, messages of hope, messages of spirituality. All right? Good? And with this thing, let's move on to Parashat Va'era. Va'era means lir'ot. Lir'ot is a verb that means to see, to vision, to foresee, like seeing the future. But what is exactly the portion is about? God is basically revealed himself to Moses, like he did last week, and he's sending him to put 7 plagues. 7 plagues to this king of Egypt called Pharaoh. Who is this king called Pharaoh? Let's say it this way, a little bit simple. Is the side of us that it's evil. Every human being has good and bad in them. Somebody who doesn't have any bad in them, not belonging to the spiritual world. If you don't find what's wrong with you, go study something else. Spirituality is not for you. If you see what's wrong with you and you get excited, you are absolutely elevated in the highest level. Then what is the good part? The good part is a gift that God gave you so you can work on the bad part. But if you don't have a bad part, we have a problem. Okay? So we make sure that that's important. So Pharaoh represents the negative aspect of our soul. Moses, by the name of God, has to come with 7 plagues to wake him up, that he will desire for those slaves to leave his country. Now you tell me, my friend, you have a palace, you have, I don't know, even a big, huge home with a piece of land, what you could mention, right? Or estate, okay? And you have 100 servants work for you. All of a sudden, somebody appear at the door, say, let those servants go, or you're not going to be able to take a shower because everything turned to blood. And you say, no deal. The person come back and say, you know what? I'm going to put frog in everything. In the baking, in your shower, in your every place will be full with frog. And they will make noise, you cannot sleep for 3 weeks. Would you let the servant go? No? There's something weird with you. Then I said, listen, I'm going to bring lice all over you and all over your household. And you're going to be itchy for 3 weeks if you don't let the servant go. Are you stupid? By the 3rd plague not to let them go, you're dumb. Let them go already. What do you need that for? But that's the beauty about this week portion. Pharaoh represents the side of us that doesn't want to change. The evil side that is stubborn. Why? What is the evil side does? Is the evil have an entity? Is the evil has a real power? Not at all. Evil actually not exist. So why do we have a word for it called evil? Because evil means the cover of the good. That's what's called klipa. Klipa meaning shell. The good is always there. When you cover the good, that's what looks like evil. See, if I cover that light of the camera, right now will be dark. But is the dark real? No. It's momentarily until the light penetrates through the cover, penetrate through whatever it is bothered to be penetrated. So when Moses and Aaron and the staff in the name of God come to Pharaoh, say, let my people go. Free the people. Act with democracy. Freedom. Freedom to let them be who they can be. No slavery. Not like the Netherlands people or the Dutch people who command people from Africa to make them slave because they thought they better. Let the people be who they can be. Nobody has the right to decide what the other person need to do or don't need to do. Pharaoh couldn't let that go. When a person shoots heroin to their vein, I don't know how many of you ever work with people like that. I did. It's not easy. I never get jealous of psychiatrists or psychologists or doctor or work with a person who is addicted to heroin. First, the amount of people you lose, tough. When they inject that needle into the vein, you know what they're thinking about? You want to know? Do you ever have conversation with them? I did. They just want to run away from where they are. You know what the second concern they have? They cannot find a good, healthy vein to inject the drugs into. Is it not weird and sick? You're looking for a healthy vein to make it sick. Wow! Pharaoh is the side in me. It's not healthy. It needs to be beat up with 7 plagues. Next week with another 3 plagues. So he can let the people go. Who are those people? Is your soul. Is your light. Is your full potential. As we say in Vital many times. Where is your full potential? In you. What cover it? Sometimes you're coward. Sometimes it's your ego. Sometimes it's your fear. People complain in Venezuela that they have a bad leader. Before that they have a bad leader, and then it was confused. Why the people end up with a bad leader? The bad leader is like Pharaoh? No, the people are bad. There is corruption there from the beginning of time. The same thing in Africa. The same thing in Europe. Same thing in North America. All over the world there is corruption. But who gives the corruption power? People. People are very lazy to stop corruption like they didn't stop the guy in Germany. But to stop good from happening, try to spread this message to the world and see if you can reach 1 million. You can't. You can't. Try to reach 10,000. You can't. Try to reach 1,000. You can't. Or maybe you can. I don't know. Up to you. Can you? And you will see how the evil manipulate the person to be lazy. Because laziness and fear is the mother of all evil. Either you're lazy or afraid, or both. Get yourself out there and make yourself a soldier of your soul and say, I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to make a difference. Maybe I don't know how to talk as well as Eliyahu and explain it from Kabbalah or Zohar. That's okay. I'm going to take his message, cut it, trim it, and send it to my friend and see if I can make a difference. You save one person, as the Mishnah said, as the Talmud said. You save one soul. It's like you save the whole world. That's what we are here for, my friend. We are here to release and unleash the real power of each person, because each person deserves to be themselves. We deserve to see a country, a world with no guns. We deserve to see a country where there is no blood and killing each other. We deserve to have different opinion without shooting each other. We deserve it. And you should say it to yourself every day. So when the 7 plagues is the 7 layers. This week we're dealing with 7 layers of negativity that don't allow to unleash the soul, which is the true essence of the light of the Creator within us. Next week, we'll deal with 3 level. Why 7 and 3? Well, this week we're dealing with what we call in the Kabbalah, the lower Sphirot, lower 7, which is more related to physicality. Next week, we're dealing with the consciousness, how to deal with it with the mind. This week, you got to do. You cannot think about your friend. You have to call your friend. You have to write to your friend. That's all about doing. Next week, about thinking. Good. Now, I want to show you how it works. The idea of many questions that on this week partial. The first question, what does that mean? That God, all of a sudden, it's a heard Na'akat Bnei Israel. He heard the scream and the tears and the cry of all the slaves. And that's why he decided to save them. It kind of sounds weird. So let's read the Zohar, verse 81. בואו וראה, come and behold, come and see. בהתעוררות של מטה, כאשר התעוררו ישראל לקדוש ברוך הוא, צעקו לפניו, when the Israelites screamed to God and pray, מה כתוב? All of a sudden it said that God remembered the covenant with Abraham. And when God remembered the covenant with Abraham, then God has an awakening and desire to put all of it together. Okay? And he said to Moses, now I'm going to help them get out of slavery. But what does that mean? Every one of us, a solution to all your problems. The determination of how you're going to receive the solution is up to your effort of praying, screaming, yelling, meditating, whatever you want to call it. That it's called show of your true desire. Because from the light point of view, from God point of view, from the endless point of view, from the creator point of view, there is already a solution to all your problems. Before your problem appeared, the solution were created. Not the other way around. So the solution is waiting for a true desire to be awake. Desire cannot be awake by the supplier. Desire can be awake by the receiver. Unfortunately, a true desire wake up only when you have problem. When you absolutely desperate. Sad news, because it seemed like desperation brings more result than inspiration. Sad. Sad. You're not asking to be healthy until you're sick. You don't asking to eat until you're really hungry, starving. It's a true desire. True desire comes when you are empty. Or more than empty. You don't ask for freedom until you are truly in prison. Spiritual prison, physical prison. All things come to life when we are in distress, when we are in a place of desperation. Tell us the Zohar in Va'era in verse 81. Yes, the Israelite, the Jewish slave had to beg the Creator to save them. But you think because they begged the Creator to save them, God saved them? No. It was energy that called save the slave. That's the energy name. Now, to wake up that energy, you need a strong desire. Once the desire reached to the highest level, boom, open up. Everything open up. So why do we need the plagues on Pharaoh? Let my people go. Why Pharaoh has to go through all of it, all this pain and suffering, so he let my people go? Because it's to help the slave to understand that whatever they slave to is not as strong as what they can be connecting to. Let me repeat. Whatever we slave to is not as strong as what about what is it, our true potential, or what we meant to be. Pharaoh represent all of our addiction, bad habit, negativity. Sometimes you see you cannot overcome it. And the truth of the matter, maybe you can't. But did you scream and pray about it to the Creator? Say, me, I cannot get out of it. You, I know there is a solution for that. And all what I have to do is non-stop pray, study as much as I can to bring it down. And then it will come down. That's what this section in 81 about this week Parsha. Now, going back to what I start with, Va'era. What does that mean really to see? I mean, if you think about the word, I want to see. I want to have a vision. I want to be capable of having that vision. How do you do it? So for this, I have to take you to another section of Zohar, a little bit back. And I'm going to verse 22 in the Zohar of Va'era. 21, I'm sorry. Rabbi Shimon, Ava Ativ. Rabbi Shimon Ava Ativ Yom Achad. Rabbi Shimon was sitting one day. The Rabbi Lazar and his son Rabbi Lazar. The Rabbi Abba Eme. And the writer Rabbi Abba was with them. Amar Rabbi Lazar, Akad Achtiv Ha'ara Avram. Rabbi Lazar opened the discussion by saying, it's written in this week portion, I was revealed myself to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ma'u Va'era. What does that mean? I was revealing myself. It should say, I talk to them. What? When you're going to see somebody that another person know, you say, I revealed myself to them. No, you talk to them, not revealing. Amar Lazar Bri Raza Eliyahu. Tell him, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai to Rabbi Lazar, you're asking a good question and it's a big secret. Bovere, come and behold, say Rabbi Shimon. There is color that you can see and there is color that you're not going to see. And of course, this doesn't mean what it say here, because we are talking about how to see. Everybody with their ego want to be a psychic and a prophet. For what? You want to become a prophet. What is that? You help 101 people already? Yes, you already did. You went door to doors to help people. So stop thinking about being a prophet. It's an ego trip. What does that mean to see? What is needed so we can see the truth? I remember one time I had a gentleman came to see me in Toronto. I was very young, I was 25. And he was sure that last lifetime he was, I don't know, the king and everything. And in those days I used to reveal people more of what I see. But I couldn't tell him because I didn't want to embarrass him. Because he was like a very little animal. He wasn't even a human last lifetime. But I couldn't say it to him. And as an animal, he was very short. So I said to him, you know what? I'm going to help you meditate right now. And I help him meditate and let him see for himself who he was. And I asked him one question. When you see yourself, I'm sure you couldn't see who you are because there is no mirror as an animal. I said, did you see how far your face was from the ground? And he said, it was very close. I said, I know. I said, what do you mean? He said to me. He said, why don't you think about it and talk to me on the Sabbath? I met him on Thursday. And the Sabbath, he came to me with tears. And he said to me, thank you for not being so direct with me. And he had a dream exactly of what I saw, that he was kind of a fox or something, looked like that. And he wasn't a king or a queen. Everybody want to know that last lifetime they were special. But let me tell you something. If we are back here in this world, last lifetime we were not as good as we are now. We came back because we did mistake. I mean, some people did much better last lifetime, but they did mistake. And that's why they came back. There is some people like that. But again, I'm sure you heard all my lecture on reincarnation, and you're going to figure it out. But let's go back to this subject. So Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Shimon sitting together. Rabbi Lazar said, what does that mean? I revealed myself, or I make myself revealed to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When he speak like that to Moses, God saying to Moses. So Rabbi Shimon answered to his son Rabbi Lazar, you ask a great question. It should say talk, not reveal. What does that mean to see? He said there is color that you can see, and there is color that you cannot see. What is the difference between a color that you can see and a color that you will not see? And he meant, the color that he mentioned is white, red, and green. But again, we not talk about white, red, and green because white represent chesed, right column, the upper. Red mean left column, and green mean center column. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So do not go after the flag of Italy or Portugal. We talk about just color, not as a physical color. Now, what does that mean that I revealed myself to them or I make myself seen? The light itself, the essence of all the light, called light of wisdom. Light of wisdom, what is the light of wisdom? Is the core energy of a spiritual thing that called light. It's not the light as we understand light. It's a physical, strong light, almost stronger than an atomic center, okay? It's so powerful. What do? You have to make sure that you cover it. Because if that light will go out, it can kill people. It's too strong. That light that is too strong called light of wisdom, or the chokhmah. The cover of that light called or the chasadim, light of mercy. So try to imagine the strongest powerful thing, like electricity, for example, it's very powerful. It has to be passed, not just like that, you have to contain it into a copper wire. That copper wire is not electricity, it's just what movil, I would say movil, leads from A to B. Lead from A to B. That's what it does. So the copper is Or the Chasadim, and the electricity is Or the Chokhmah. In English, light of wisdom, light of mercy. Now, what does that have to do with this week parsha? The light of wisdom is the most powerful light. Where is the destination of that strong light to arrive? To us. We need to have the strongest desire. Who have the strongest desire in the world? Only people who live in Malchut. We are living, all of us, all humanity, live in Malchut. Now, there is a kind of paradox here. If you connect to that light, you die. If you don't get any benefit from that light, you die. That's a terrible paradox. If I have it, I die. If I don't have it, I die. What do you want me to do with that? Excellent question. That's why he said to Moses, Va'era, I could see. What is see? Eyes. Those of you who know Kabbalah, where is the eyes in Sfirot? Chokhmah, light of wisdom. Chokhmah means wisdom, or the Chokhmah. All that light is available. That's why I use the word Va'era. Va'era means the eye level. To see is the eye level. The eye level. How do I see things? Do you want to see? No problem. Then do you have enough Or the Chasadim? Do you have enough light of mercy? Do you have enough copper so you can pass the electricity from one side to another? Everybody looking for electricity. As they say, if you can harness the lightning in a stormy day in Florida, you can have enough electricity for all the United States. But you cannot harness it because there is not enough Or the Chasadim, there is not enough light of mercy or cover for that amount of energy. That's why it will explode. What we need to do in this world to be able to see is to create Or the Chasadim, light of mercy. Now, of course, comes the question immediately. Everybody's tuning in. Where do I get this light of mercy? Can I order it on Amazon? Can I call Target? I mean, where is it? What is this light of mercy? Help me out here. Light of mercy has to be created by few ways: pray, meditation, good doing, study, and doing the mitzvot. The study, when you study with me right now, you are creating a wire that you can carry the light that meant to be with you. So it's not that the study helping you. It's not that you send my study to your friend will help them. No, it will not help them. Whatever they understand it or not, will not help them. So what is it? It just helps you to create a wire that the next time you ask for the light, you have enough wire in your hand not to get burned. So it doesn't kill you. That's what the study is for. Major change. Doing good to other people also create a wire. Light of mercy. And doing some of the precept, which is our 613 or 7 to some of us, to teach you how to behave this way or another. That's it. That's how you create all the chasadim, the wire. Yes, I know that some of you heard that if you're restricting cheesecake, you're going to get some wire. You don't. You're just not going to get weight. Because after all, why you don't eat cheesecake? That's good. So you only think about yourself because you want to look good in the eyes of people. So that's why you don't eat cheesecake. So that's a selfish act not to eat it. So from the beginning, it's wrong. Well, if you don't eat the last slice of pizza and you didn't eat enough, that's considered like a good doing, so that's create a wire. Yes. So yes, you can restrict food and it will count as if you did something great. But you have to restrict food because it's going to be good for others. Every act that we do build the light of mercy. Every act of goodness that you do build the light of mercy. Every act that you do of study the Torah, study spirituality, build the light of mercy. Then the light of wisdom can have a place where to go to. Because all the solution for all our problems, like we studied before, was already built. What is it you're missing? Money? Freedom? Health? What are you missing? All of it include within the Ein Sof. All of it include within the Creator. All of it is included within this galaxy, waiting for you, waiting for me to wake up enough for the Chasadim. Then of course, if we, or when we, will have 101 people, that 101 stand for the angel Michael, then we can create a big collective wire to spread that light to the whole world. We need it. And then we will see what's going on. Because we don't see, we're blind, guys. We're blind, totally blind. We don't see. Because if we look at the light of wisdom, we get burned. And if we don't want to see the light of wisdom, we see nothing. And life is tough. Life is not easy. Life is not about receiving or not having. That's what most people do. People think either I say no to what I want or either I say yes to what I want. Life is not like that. That's the easiest way. Say to what you want, you get burned eventually. Say no to what you want, you get burned eventually too. Both ways are not the way. You got to look for the center column, and that's the toughest place to be. Say, I want it all, and I'm going to work out to be able to contain to what I want. Do you have room for that? Then it's coming. You don't have room for that, you better hope it's not coming. Because if it's coming and you don't have room for that, that means fire. Those of you who think you feel guilty when you receive, you are one of the people who destroy the world. All the people who feel guilty, all those people who are overly religious, who feel guilty, I don't want to receive, I don't feel I deserve it. You are one of the people who destroy the world. If you don't want to receive it because another person will receive it, then you build a light of mercy, and because of that, you create a better world. But if you don't want to receive it because you just want to become nice and polite, then you destroy the world. For that reason, one of the law that the angel of death teach one of the rabbi in the Talmud, the rabbi in the Talmud asked him, why people die? Can you give me some secret why people die? You know what they answered him? He said to him, there is two things you need to know. Normally in Judaism, after there is a feast and food of 10 men, you hold a cup of wine and you do a blessing. Doing that blessing, if you come to my house and I tell you, you will do the blessing with the wine and you say no, the angel of death allowed to hurt you. Wow. Second thing the angel of death say, if I ask you to do something spiritual to come up to the Torah and you say no, the angel of death allowed to disturb you. Simple thing. Now why you do? Why? Because you don't know how to receive when the light want to give you. So you create a problem. But if you receive just for yourself, you create a problem too. Find the balance, my friend. Find the balance. It's all about the balance. Is there any question though? Now, some of you, we said, listen, it's very nice what you say, but I usually do my bad stuff without bothering other people. You know, I'm not hurting, I'm not killing, I'm not stealing. I'm just a nice guy, you know. Not gonna hurt anybody. So that's not so bad. And I happen to agree with you. It's better not to hurt people if you're already negative, you know. But look what the Zohar said. כמה יש לו לאדם להיזהר בחטאיו. How important is for a person to be careful of what he does on a matter of not being spiritual. ואם תאמר מי מעיד עליו? So who's going to tell about that person if he's doing it inside the room that nobody can see it? Who will be the witnesses say he did that? הנה אבני ביתו וקורות ביתו מעידים עליו. The stone of his house, the wood of their house, come and become witness. Can you imagine your wall can talk? The wall actually become the witness. And sometimes God make them the messenger. Sometimes, unfortunately, building collapse, things happening, very sad. None of us want to end up our life like that. That the building is the one who become the messenger. Because the building said, hey, this guy is doing the wrong thing. Hiding from human, but in his room, he does terrible thing. I mean, of course you're asking, I see that you don't have enough imagination. What the bad thing you can do inside your room? You're not killing, not stealing. Well, what's going to go wrong? What's going to go wrong alone in your room? What is the only negative thing you can do alone in your room? There's only one thing. Things that hurt yourself. When you're hurting yourself. There's many ways to hurt yourself. Sexually, medically, whatever that you do wrong toward yourself. How do we know it's true that the wall can talk and everything can talk? From this week portion. The staff of Aaron, what was the staff of Aaron? A dry wood. It's like you and me take a branch, okay? Stronger than Harry Potter branch. I remember my kids, unfortunately, when you live in America, everything is branding. So we went, I don't know if it was Disneyland or, I don't know, one of those places where you have a ride. And it was Harry Potter hot time. And they were selling this stick that they make, the magic stick that they work with. And my kids wanted. I have 3 kids. Couldn't afford more than one stuff. I didn't have that type of money. It was, I don't know, 35 for each one of them. 35 times 3, it's $100. I couldn't afford it after I paid for those tickets. Universal, I think it happened in Universal. So what I did, I went home. I think we lived in Florida at that time. And I took a branch from the tree and I start, peeling it, make it look like stuff. I mean, don't try to do it. It didn't work in the end. I mean, it worked for 2 weeks. Then they bought it somehow online, or I don't know what they did with that. I tried to teach my kids, not the lesson of saving money, the lesson of be more creative. But we're born in America. And America is the land of opportunity. Everything is here. I mean, some people don't appreciate it. It's very sad for me to see that, what happened last Tuesday. You have to appreciate it. You live in the best country in the world. But when you don't appreciate it, it seems like it's the worst country in the world. This is the best country in the world to live in on this planet. But when we don't appreciate it, then we have COVID, then we have this. All these things happening from us, for me, include me. We don't have enough gratitude for where we are. So because you live in a place like that, every person wants just the product. They don't want to work for it. It's very difficult to earn something. It's the only thing in America which is tough. Difficult to earn things because everything is available, accessible. You want Costco to deliver food. You want these, they deliver, everything here is about how can I help you do nothing. How can I help you do nothing.com. Welcome to America. You know what America spell out in Hebrew? You want to know? America. You know what it means? Empty nation. Does that mean we're supposed to hate it? The opposite. We should make it better. But help the kids, help the parents, educate the kids how to earn. Then you can enjoy all the product there is here. There's so much abundance here. But people don't have enough Order Chasadim. They don't have enough vessel to hold all this abundance. And that's why you get burned. Not every person can handle democracy. Not every person can handle freedom. Not every person can handle love because they don't have anything to hold it with. They don't do anything. If you do nothing and you would receive everything, remember what I told you before, it's going to burn you. So here, the staff of Aaron, that was dry wood, was the first miracle of this week portion. It turned into crocodile of one of the eyes of Pharaoh and the magician. So how can that become a crocodile? The same thing, people who don't believe there is a prophecy that in the end of time, people will be resurrected from the dead. Meaning the graveyard, people will stand up and come back to life. Now, of course, some of you listening to me now say, forget about it. That's exactly the problem. We just read about the stuff that become crocodile. If you decide to believe in that, why can't you believe that from the bones of a body from 500 years ago, the Creator can turn this into a living being? Nobody ever died. It's just been covered for now. So people who are far away from Torah, from spirituality, cannot believe in that. If Aaron have a stuff that was dry, Etz Yavesh, and it become crocodile, don't you think that the Creator can put spirit within the bones? What's wrong with us? Not only the people will be resurrected, say the Zohar, it said specific bones that the resurrection will start with. It's in your skull, in the back of your skull, in the end of the spine, there's a bone there called Etzem Aluz. That bone will be softened, say Zohar 127, and then when it's softened, it will be like a door, and it will be stretched, and that will be the entire body. That's how the resurrection will take place. This is unbelievable. Why do we need to know about it now in this week portion? Remember, we talk about how to see, how to vision. Now, if you cannot vision that, then what is your hope exactly? What are you living for? Are you living for that you get rich to age 90? So you have a big cake and everybody say, eh. Are you still one of those who get excited on your birthday that you get older in another year or more people respect you? That's not what life is all about. Get a bigger picture. Start thinking immortality, but not immortality that all those stupid gurus promise you so you can follow them. I'm talking about immortality for real, what the Zohar said. When we get to that level, that people unite, it will be love among us. Up to your job. I hope you share it already with 100 people. Do you have 100 already? Still 22? 26. 26, wow, you guys doing a great job. Or I'm doing a terrible job maybe. So, when you're able to spread this message more, things will happen. But you cannot make people believe to make more money. Come and teach you how to make more money. And then what? What happens when you get to 90? You die? So why are you so panic about money? Oh, I'm going to teach you how to be a government or to be a president. I don't even get those people who think so small. Becoming the president, really? Yes, the president of America is the strongest man in the world. Okay, I got it. I saw the chair there, table, and some people with sunglasses protecting him. Sounds like a good job. I don't know what he's doing, but it sounds like a good job. But what after that? He's going to die? That's it? So what's the impact? Yes, you can say he made some impact, changed some rules, he made this developer. Not good enough. We talk about bigger dream. Resurrect the dead. The people who are buried and the people who are numb. Numb! You know why people get numb? Because they got everything. They have nothing to work for. They're numb. How many numb people you know? Those are dead. They are dead. Yes, they are dead. Do you try to resurrect them? Do you? You don't? Then what are you for here? What is your purpose in life? Just count on your calendar another day? The Zohar tried to teach us something so simple. That stuff of Moses, that stuff of Aaron, is like any other stuff. All humans are the same. Your friend in China, South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, Morocco, Prague, Iceland. There is more people who are numb than people who are alive. You ever saw a football player before he start to go on a game for Super Bowl? They not stop. They never stop. They're ready to go. So they are awake for the football game, but they're numb most of the year, most of their life. Sad. Most people are numb. Wake them up. Wake them up. Wake them up. Don't be busy if they like you or not. Don't be busy if you're going to get one more like or less like on your picture or your video with your little dog. Or if you brush your hair better. Or if you see some plate on a car that nobody really understands, but you do. So you're so ashamed to show your face, so you show the car plate. Who cares about the car plate? Get over that. Show me your face. Why are you so coward? Because you're numb. You're numb, meaning you're dead. You're breathing, but you're dead. To resurrect yourself or to resurrect others, you need to believe. You need some type of faith to believe. Because if we cannot see it, then we can believe in it. And if we cannot believe in it, we lose hope. And when we lose hope, we're numb. If you are one of those people who lost hope, then you're already dead. What's the difference between a person who fights for cancer and make it, the person who fights for cancer and try to make it but has no hope? The one who make it never stop believing until the last second, even if they let go. Don't ever. I think there is a song like this. Don't stop believing. I don't know who sing it. Who sing that song from the 80s? Yeah, I don't know if you remember. Don't stop believing. Something like that. I like that song.
Journey.
No?
Journey.
Johnny who?
Journey.
Who?
Journey.
Journey. There's a band called Journey from the 80s called Don't Stop Believing. I like that. Guys, we gotta believe in something. So let me show you what the Zohar said about the future. So you know what's coming and what we need to prevent. Maybe it will turn you on. Come and see. 400 years, the minister of the children of Ishmael was talking to God in heaven. 400 years. He asked from God, if my first person, Ishmael, circumcised his sexual organ for you when he was 13, why you don't give him what he wants? Why you care so much about the children of Israel? By the way, the children of Israel can be Jewish, can be not Jewish. Because we don't know today, based on after the Second Temple, it was a lot of mix. But most of us believe that the Jewish people are the continuation of the Israelite, especially if that Jewish people come from specific country, North Africa, Babylonia, in Iran. In Ashkenaz, which is Poland and Russia, we're not sure. But if they came from Spain and Portugal, most probably is the original Jew. Portugal and Spain, and they travel to Poland or Italy or Greece, those are the original Jew. Not all the people who are Jewish are come from the Israelite. But the original Israelite are Babylonia, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, and all North Africa, and Portugal and Spain, and whoever traveled there. So we don't know, we don't have a record of that. So Ishmael is asked, why is the children of Israel or the children of Isaac are so respectful by you? They say because the one who did it right, Isaac, he did the circumcision in 8 days, and you did it when you were 13 years old. So he said to him, but they still did it. Don't you think they deserve something? Zohar 202. That was 201. 202. אוי לאותו זמן שלא נולד ישמעאל בעולם בנימול. Say the Zohar, when Ishmael circumcised himself, he deserves something. Whatever you do here, there is a gift above. And what did God did? He gave the Ishmael 400 years of control over the Holy Land that called today Israel. Did you check what happened till 1948? How many years the Turkish control Israel? Please, somebody check it for me. If it was 400 years, maybe it's true. Maybe we talk about that time. It's called Byzantium, if I'm not mistaken. Byzantium. Until 1940 or before that, when the English arrived. I don't remember what it was. And it says like this. And in the future, the children of Ishmael will control the Holy Land. When it was empty. I don't know if you know, Tel Aviv was not Tel Aviv before the Israelites arrived to Tel Aviv. It was just mud and water. It was nothing there. I don't know, those of you who visit Israel, it became the pearl of the Middle East. How many years the Turkish?
Like 1,000.
1,000. Whoa! 1,000 years. So my wife said it wasn't 400. It was 1,000 years. Yeah. So it was 1,000 years. So it said it will be 400 years when they control. 400 years it will be controlled when Israel will be empty. And those Ishmael eventually will start to wage war. And the people of Edom, the red people, that's mean the people who come from Esau, and Esau is the same letter of, very good, Yeshua, the same name of Jesus. Jesus is the same, spell out the same letter as Esau. Don't you want to know the future? You want. Ishmael, the ruler of the Islamic country, and Edom the Red is the ruler of the Christian country. They will start fight with each other. And they will fight in the ocean and on the land and one next to Jerusalem. There will be 3 wars. And they will control one another. And the Holy Land, meaning Israel, will never be given to the red people, to the Christian. Then it will be one nation that will come from the end of the world and will make a war with Rome. I don't know if it's the Rome of today or Red Rome, which means Russia, because Russia is Roger. Roger means red. And it will be, that war will be for a long time until the all red people will come from everywhere. And then God will be involved and break all those enemies and will give a chance for the Israelite to rule the world from a spiritual point of view, so everybody will live in peace and no more war and no more hate among each other. So you see that the Israelite has a future. We need to see it. What the future of the Israelite? To teach, like I do. To teach and to guide other people. The Edom, the red people, they call the red people like Christian, because they belong to Esau. They're supposed to fight with the Ishmael people. Ishmael is not people who follow Muhammad, because Muhammad is Islam. Ishmael is the original Arabs. That's what's called Arabs. So, the whole idea of that's the prophecy of what's going to happen in the end. Do you want that to happen? Are you ready for this type of war that never ends? Do you want it? I don't. I don't know about you. You worry about the COVID? You worry about the economy? What about worry about the big war that might happen soon? God forbid. Chas v'shalom. Let's prevent it together. Now when you see, like the Zohar see, that's Va'era. Va'era is to be able to see, but do something about it. Don't sit with hope. If hope is all what you got, then there is no hope at all. You need to have more than hope. You got to do some action. You got to move yourself around. I have one of my great friends and his wife came to see me. They see me every week. Wonderful people. And he said to me, Eliyahu, after Monday I was scared a little bit. And I started laughing. And he said, I didn't expect you to laugh. I said, why not? And he said to me, you were very serious and very tough. I said, well, you don't know me that well. I am tough. I am serious. But sometimes you have to wake up the people. So where do you learn that from? I said from the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov. We thought the Baal Shem Tov is all mercy and love. Let me tell you a story. One time the Baal Shem Tov went to put himself in the ice water for mikveh. Mikveh is when you purify your soul. And the gentleman who took him there, it was night, take him with a candle. But the candle was too little. As the candle is ending and he almost burning his hand, it became dark. The Baal Shem Tov looked at him and said, "Stupid! Those of you who try just to be nice to people, shame on you, you destroy the world. Those of you who are nasty to people, shame on you, you destroy the world. You need to learn when and what to do, what, when, and what need to be done." So the Baal Shem Tov doing the mikveh, the candle end, he looked at his helper and says, "Stupid! You should take the icicle and lit it with a candle. Do it!" And he did it, and the icicle had fire. All the students asked the Baal Shem Tov, "Why did you call him stupid?" Because sometimes to make a person believe, you need to slap them in the face to wake them up, to believe in something that doesn't seem like you can believe in it. Stop looking for how people are treating you and start looking for how you can change the world. And whatever people think you're tough, you're soft, don't go into definition of what you are and what you need to be. Go into definition that this world is on the direction to chaos. And if you have 22 people or 18 or I don't know how many people alive, then how are you going to save the world with 22? You have 7 billion people. Start growing the number for you so we can save more people. Thank you, love you, have a good night.